video, I think, because in this video I am going to talk about some things to do to speed up your healing and development. Now, on Dr. Wilson's website, this is called the Young Person's Manual, but in reality it refers to everyone. But yeah, if young people can get this into the head at an early age, they'll really do themselves a lot of justice in the future. So I'm going to go through the points on here and, relate them to my experience, and hopefully you'll take some of this on board and it will help you out with your healing. It's definitely helped me out with my healing. I can assure you that if you do follow the steps in this, it'll keep you much safer for the future. So the first section, they kind of go in order a little bit of importance for healing. So the first section is nutrition balancing. Get on and stay on a nutrition balancing program. I can't express how important it is to stick to the program. There's been, loads of times where I've swayed off for whatever reason, and you just realise that it's one thing that just keeps you going, keeps you anchored. It is annoying sometimes when you're going through healing reactions. I think that I've personally gone through a lot more healing reactions than other people, for example, and it is a little bit annoying just because some people are way more toxic than others. But just realise that every healing reaction that you're going through is just making you better in the long run. Watch articles on light workers really help me out sometimes. Being a warrior on Dr. Wilson's website is really helpful. But try and stick to the nutrition balancing program, because that is how you're really going to be able to shine your light onto the world. If you're healthy, if you're happy, if your cells are all really good and strong. I can't emphasize enough how ill and toxic people are today. Even when you feel a lot better, like what I do, you'll realize that the people around you, the people that you thought was actually quite well, they're just toxic and ill as well. And healing takes time. Another thing that's helpful is to realize that the nutritional balancing in many ways is just giving you, it's just balancing out the body how it was meant to be balanced out, maybe in nature. We're not designed to drink alcohol. We're not designed to eat junk food. We're not really designed. We're not. We are designed to be of service. We're designed to be to have full responsibility for ourselves. And all these things, kind of nutrition balancing is just putting back into place. So it's unwise to kind of do the program and just expect to go and do things that you did in the past, which is not actually, the body's not actually designed to do that. So it's just going to make you feel bad. It's much better to do the program, be grateful that you feel happy, and use that creativity and happiness to spread your light into the world, however that might be. Next one, safety. I know this sounds odd, but the world is a dangerous place for the most part. And you don't have to get anal about being safe, but it's just an understanding that the life that you've got is really precious, and all you've got on earth is basically your time, and there's a lot of work to do on yourself, and there's a lot of work to do for other people and with other people, fixing the earth, fixing your minds. In many ways, what we're here to do is to develop, to learn, and we haven't got much time to do that. And one way of doing it is being safe. Have plenty of rest and sleep. Don't be doing dangerous sports that are going to get you into trouble. Make sure you drive your car safely and it's secure. I know this might seem like you're trying to cotton wool yourself, but it's just wise to just keep yourself strong and on the right track. I can assure you now that it takes time to heal, and it takes a lot of hard work for some people, so it's just best to try and be as safe as possible. Kind of relates a little bit more to women, this, just because of some of the issues that women have in today's society, especially with some men. Dressing a certain way can provoke certain things. Unfortunately, that's the case, and it is important just to be aware of that. And you don't want to be getting yourself into silly situations really, that could have easily been rectified by not taking a certain route or not appearing a certain way. It's just the unfortunate time that we live in, and you know, it's just important to be aware of that. The amount of women that I speak to that have got that have been in situations that are really damaging, you know, is way more than people expect. So number 3, take full responsibility for your behaviour. Taking full responsibility means that you need to deal with your own life. Don't be falling victim to, oh, you know, this person is going to look after me in this way, or, you know, it's I'm like this because of this person's fault. You know, like everyone in the world has problems, and everyone's got traumas, and at the end of the day, you're a sovereign being. You're a person that has your own mind. You're in control of your own body. Yes, you might have been damaged in certain ways, and no one's denying that, but it means that you need to take full responsibility for your own stuff. I personally took it to another step where I'm starting to take responsibility to grow my own food. I'm taking responsibility to, you know, try and find transport that doesn't use up. Try and walk more, for example. You know, I'm trying to make my own stuff. You know, I mean, it's just a nice hobby that I've got, but it's just the whole idea of taking responsibility for yourself. You know, I'm an entrepreneur, so it means I'm in control of my own work-life balance, which is quite gives you a lot of self-esteem. You know, be in control of the food that you eat. You know, the water that you drink. It's all about taking back that power that a lot of people have given away to the government, to friends, to family. You know, it's about being sovereign, being an individual, and just taking full responsibility for yourself. The situation that you're in is no one else's problem, especially on a deeper level, on a more soul esoteric level. You've really chosen everything that you've got yourself into, even babies, but that's probably another video. Number 4, self-discipline or self-control. You have to have a lot of self-discipline and willpower to be integral and to be healthy and to be happy. Unfortunately, the world these days doesn't really push self-responsibility and self-discipline or self-control. A lot of people do have actually quite good willpower, but they often use it in the wrong ways. Anyone that's in sympathetic dominance, for example, fight or flight, tend to have a lot of willpower, but they'll direct that will in unhealthy ways. Maybe they'll work too much. You know, maybe they'll be drive, doing too many chores, for example. A good way to use that willpower and self-control is to heal yourself. By healing yourself, basically you're healing the world. So you need to be really strict with your food and your diet. You know, don't let anyone stop you from eating what you need to eat. You know, if you go into restaurants, be careful. Maybe you want to eat beforehand. Other things is relationships and sex. You know, it's going to take a lot of willpower for you guys out there, but you need to realise that, you know, a lot of sex is going to drain your energy, and that's just how things are. It doesn't allow you to develop and heal to high levels, so you need a lot of willpower and self-control to stop yourself from getting yourself into situations like that. So yeah, you know, not staying up too late and making sure you're getting in bed at a reasonable time. This is all a lot to do with self-control and self-power, similar to self-responsibility, where you've got a certain self-discipline that's going to drive you forward in a really healthy manner. So this is the next section. So the next section is caring. So this means taking an interest in things, taking an interest in people. If you really the more healthier you get, the more self-esteem that you get, the more that you want to care about things. You have a genuine interest in other people. You know, at the end of the day, we're all connected on one level, on a deep level. So it's really important to have this caring nature about you, care about your friends, care about your family, care about where you live, you know, care about the plants in your house, care about the environment, you know, recycle, pick up your rubbish. There's just this caring nature, but that naturally will kind of animate more as you get more healthier and you get more grounded, you get more happier, and you appreciate life much more. You have this genuine caring about things and events, and you're quite diligent, and you know you want to make sure things are in order. So it's an important section, caring. Next section, number 6, is learning. So the most important areas is to learn about food, learn about sex and relationships, learn about activity and rest. All these things are part of the Nutritional Balancing Programme. It's one thing that separates people who heal and people that don't heal is people that go out and do the research themselves. Dr. Wilson's website is vast. There's a lot of learning to do on there. I used to read these articles every single day. I still do read these articles every day. I'm finding new articles I haven't read. So you need to be constantly learning. These days, we get put through schools in this sausage machine and we don't really learn, some really important core stuff. The TV's often full of rubbish, media's full of rubbish, so it's up to you to take responsibility for yourself and learn about things. There is a lot of good stuff on YouTube if you look in the right areas. Dr. Wilson's website. The Bible is an excellent tool. One good thing about Christian thinking is it's quite grounded. It has a set of rules that people need today, in my opinion, because there's a lot of too liberal, floaty, chaotic mindsets. So if you read the Bible, that's really good. It really grounds you and gives you some good values, and it's really well suited for the Western world. Read about science, understand about science, understand about esoterics, learn about the 7 systems, watch this YouTube channel. Hopefully it's providing you with truth. But really, in order to do good for yourself and to do good for the world, you really need to learn about things. Learning's a constant, ongoing thing. Never think that you've figured everything out, because you haven't. When you think that, you're probably going to get hit with some truths. Biographies are really good. These inspire you, people that have gone through hard times as well. Nikola Tesla, Buckminster Fuller, the Bushmen of the Kalahari. They're all interesting. Number 7, cleanliness. If you go out into nature, you'll see that nature is clean and organised. And that's one thing that really helps me become more aware of the order of things and the cleanliness of things. People don't realise that they're unseen germs and diseases that will wreak havoc on your body. Again, the healthier that you get, the more aware that you are of cleanliness. It's just good practice to keep, things clean. Use natural products, because you're kind of doing yourself an injustice if you're cleaning up with products that are actually like toxic and full of chemicals. So you understand, the irony behind that of cleaning up with bleach, for example. It's just such a toxic product that actually, you're probably causing more harm than good on one level. So this is the 3rd section. This is quite advanced stuff. So this is loving kindness to all. This is quite advanced. Goodwill to all in Christianity. It just means don't hate or have a lot of grudges towards anything. It just means that have more of a spiritual mindset that all is working for good, and that life in essence is good. Even your hardships on one level are really good because they're learning. We're all connected on one level, so it just means try and have a lot of respect and love for each other. It doesn't mean that you should love crazy people that hurt you or whatever, but it doesn't mean get all wound up about anger or hating someone. Just let it go, let things go, relax, be calm and be fluid, and things will just work a little bit more easier. Number 9, happiness. Decide to be happy. Happiness is an interesting one. A lot of happiness is bound up in your health. So, if your cells are happy, you are happy. It is difficult sometimes to be happy when you're feeling really sick. Happiness doesn't mean having a lot of wealth or a lot of money or a lot of cars or a big house or a lot of friends. It just means like picking from the fruits of life in a very wholesome, grounded manner. Make sure that you're always well rested and happy within yourself, and then you can go out and you know, a few good friends that have your best interests at heart. You know, a small house where you can heal and it's clean and nice is much better than a big one. For example, you know, have nice, thoughtful, caring attitudes towards your family. You know, get in touch with your community around you. You know, take full responsibility for yourself. All of these evoke happiness. Happiness is also a decision. You can decide to be happy, or you can decide to be unhappy. There's a lot of things that people can just dwell on and be unhappy about, or you can choose to have some gratitude and, you know, be happy. There's always going to be challenges in life, and you know, do you want to dwell on the challenges, or do you want to see the challenges and use that as a springboard to be happy and uplifted? But yeah, in general, happiness always comes from a relaxed, calm mindset. So don't think that running around doing plenty of things is going to bring happiness. Usually it just burns you out. So just try and be content and relaxed. And when your body's healthy, and you become more happy, and then you can spread out in a wholesome, relaxed, balanced view. Love the self. So if you want to really develop and heal, you've got to learn to love yourself. A lot of problems with loving yourself is that people don't actually know what the word love means. It doesn't mean, you know, prettying yourself up with makeup, or getting a new hairstyle every week, or going out and buying clothes every week. It doesn't really mean that. It doesn't mean you shouldn't respect yourself, and you shouldn't dress wholesomely and clean and look after yourself. Again, self-love has a lot to do with health and self-esteem. So the healthier you get, the more that you kind of love yourself. Loving yourself just means a healthy respect for who you are. At the end of the day, everyone's different and individual, and you shouldn't be comparing yourself to others. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, that person's better than me. Because at the end of the day, they've got a whole story. They've got their own interests, their own fears, their own likes, their own dislikes. They're completely different to you. You're your own person. And it's important to work on yourself. The more you work on yourself, the more you will extract the real you that's underneath this often set of false beliefs that you've been brought up to believe in culture and society, etc. So just embrace yourself, accept yourself, just be satisfied with the way that you are, and, you know, don't compare yourself, because that's just you're comparing yourself to someone who's completely different to you. Even though they might seem similar to you on the surface, it's completely pointless. You'll be much happier if you learn to just do your own thing, and people will notice, and people will respect you way more if they look at you and they realise that you're just doing what you want to do, and just be grounded and stand up for who you are, and you'll find that you'll be much happier. Relax and think long term. This was a difficult one for me, because I struggle to relax and think long term. I'm the type of person, sympathetic dominant type. You know, I've got loads of ideas. I want to change the world. You know, I want to do this. I want to do that. And it was difficult for me to learn how to relax and think long term. A good way to do it is to just focus on yourself and focus on your immediate environment. Stop worrying about what's going off on Facebook. Stop worrying about what's going off on Instagram, or events that are going off down here, events that are going off down there. Realise that if you just relax and take things steady, you'll outlast the people, your so-called competition anyway. Do you know what I mean? You'll just go further than them, because by the time that they get to 50, 60, they'll all be burning out, and you'll just be getting started. So, you know, just relax, take things easy. You know, as you relax, what will happen in the Nutritional Balancing Program is something called You'll Come Alive from Within. So that means that you relax, you let go of all the stimulation. Yeah, you might feel fatigued, you might feel tired, you know, you're going to detox, part of the package, unfortunately. See it a little bit like karma, you know, what goes in must come out. After a while, you'll get this flowering that comes from within, and when this is out, then you can just like sit in that feeling and relax. It's so easy to come out of your flower and just let all your energy go. I've done that on a few occasions. But yeah, it's all about just chilling out, having a nice routine, taking full responsibility for yourself. Just worry about yourself and your immediate environment, and how to be service to just the people around you, and just think long term. Number 12 is share or give service. So basically, the happier you are, the healthier you are, the more you take full responsibility, the more that you learn, the more that you do the program, the more that you have gratitude, the more naturally you'll just want to give that in service. Service doesn't necessarily mean having a job. Service, you can be of service to a friend, you know, be a good friend, be a good partner. That's being of service. Could be a service to your dog, you know, be a good owner of that dog. To the plants, you know, look after the plants, look after the earth, you know, give service with a skill. If you're good at a certain skill, be of service. If someone needs your woodworking skills, do it out of service, not out of like wanting to earn a lot of money, for example. Just give. One of the reasons why I do the YouTube channel, just give. And you know, if you give, you'll get it, it'll come back to you tenfold. So that's really the idea of service, is just, it's more of an attitude, more of a mindset, rather than, you know, like a work kind of mindset. It's just, how can I serve the world? How can I be good to things? How can I help other people? How can I, you know, and it's all about serving yourself as well. You need to include yourself in the circle of service and love. Alright, so that's everything. That is 12 steps to moving forward with your healing and development quicker. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, please email me, lewis@deephealingspace.com. If you would like to start a nutritional balancing program, again, please email me at that email address, which is also below in the description. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.